All right, so this was a long time coming, man. I was supposed to do this reply to Big J since last week. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing all right. Um, had a nice weekend, so everything was good. Hopefully yours was pretty good as well. Anyway, you know what I was thinking, right? Um, before I made this video, like a thought occurred to me was how many women were actually warning their fellow sisters when feminism started to go too far. How many women, whether they were wives or you know, moms, grandmas, and all that stuff, how many of them were warning women, young women about feminism going too far? And now, are these women even remembered? The ones who were actually warning women about the devastation or the possible disaster that will occur in the future if it actually continues to take things too far. Now imagine the same warning is being given to some of these male movements nowadays. Say MGTOW. Will they even listen if they believe things are going too far? Or if they are being told that they are taking things too far? Will they listen? Will they care? Or would the people that once called themselves MGTOW already realize where the train is going and they already left? I don't know. So the video that Big J, I think he did a reply to me about is MGTOW now a joke? Well, I still believe now it is a joke. However, it's not because of the philosophy of MGTOW that makes MGTOW a joke. It's those who hide behind said philosophy or movements and then continue to, they use it as justification to do what needs to, to do what they always wanted to do to begin, or whether it's to express their failure, whether it's to continue to be, you know, indecent human being, whatever the case may be, or they can hide behind it. Similar to when a Christian can tell you about the Bible, can quote all those chapters, but yet their lives is just they're just horrible. So with, let's say, the franchise movement, the reason why I see these things as franchise, they are franchise because it's like a lot of these people, right? Whether you call yourself MGTOW or feminist, whatever the case may be, right? You're just like a diehard, radical, you will ride or die MGTOW or ride or die feminist. The reason I'm actually stating this is because now they become two chicks of the same ass. So you now have those franchise to which any sort of criticism on either of them tends to bring out some of the worst of the worst and come through with fork. They just try to set everything ablaze because, oh my god, how dare you talk about my movement, shit like that. Because these individual, they don't have anything of themselves. They can't really stand on their own 2 feet. So then so they attach themselves to franchise. They attach themselves to those movements, similar to like a franchise, because they don't have to do anything. They just have a system put in their laps, and then now they're gonna represent that system because they don't have any personal value. That's why when Big J, that's why like whenever you make a video and then you have this kid, I keep forgetting his name. He looks like a horse with Down syndrome, right? This dude right here, like J. Yep, there you go. His name JD. All right. So whenever you do a video, right, and then you might not even be addressing it, but he feels the need to inject himself in the conversation because that's how we actually feel relevant. He doesn't have anything of value to offer. So all he could try to do now is try to find out where he have a say. So does he care about MGTOW? Not really. He care about MGTOW now because that's what's popular. But beforehand, as you stated, he cared about, he like, they're viruses, leeches. So they attach themselves to those type of movement in order to actually somewhat be relevant. Because without those movements, they wouldn't be relevant. And these are who my messages are directed as, not those who actually use the MGTOW philosophy in order to better themselves as a human being. Keyword, better themselves as a human being. But those who feel like they are being personally attacked because, A, have they done anything relevant to their lives? Have they had any sort of mental growth, spiritual growth, financial growth? Was there something about them, a habit, a bad habit? Have they kicked it? The drug habit, the alcohol habit? Um, have they done things that actually can improve their value in this society? For the most part, the answer is no. So then it becomes this group to which all you can do now is just sit around and bitch, right? You'd be like, yo, women, man, you know, and then you pass that blunt to the next person, be like, yeah, fuck these bitches. And then before you know it, 5 years pass by, 10 years pass by, 20 years pass by, and you find yourself in the same situation about the so-called women that hurt you, that turn you down, or that you got a divorce from, whatever the case may be. But what they don't realize, right? And actually, a lot of them, it's not even about that. It's something they feel like, you know what? I'm gonna represent that move. It's like they'll just jump on the bandwagon. So the thing about it, though, right? What a lot of these guys don't understand is the women you claim that broke your heart, they are still controlling you. They are still controlling you because you still haven't been able to get over her. Because success is the best revenge. Say that again. Success is the best revenge. So if let's say that something bad happened to you, right? A bad breakup, a nasty breakup, whatever case may be, right? Part of it was your fault, part of it wasn't your fault. Shit like that happens. People, they get together, they break up, and then some take it harder than others. It happens. But now you can either sit and moan, or you actually, you start healing slowly but surely. You start to heal yourself. And then after that, you find success in your life. You find that purpose. You find the thing that actually can bring you that fulfillment. Because I think this is what a lot of people are missing nowadays is fulfillment. They don't have that thing that they can pursue, to which it becomes their blood life. I mean, some people they search and find something, right? Some find themselves, they lose themselves in religion. Hey, I mean, I guess maybe that's why a lot of them lose themselves in MGTOW, because let's face it, it's MGTOW is becoming a religion nowadays. So some of them lose themselves in MGTOW. Some of them lose themselves in some sort of movement, some sort of religion, some sort of a cult, to help them fulfill that gap, that void they have inside them. So, hey, if that brings you happiness, hey, no problem. But whenever I see you just in all these comment sections, just trolling, just bashing on all this shit, hey, maybe that brings you happiness as well. Well, so the thing is this, is like there are people out there that's trying to transform this world, right? Fathers, husbands, people in legislations. They are trying to change the perception of the shit show that we have. You know, to most they might say that, hey, it's too late. Hey, to them it is too late. That's what they believe. It is too late for them. However, we do have fathers that want to make sure that their daughters don't, you know, don't come up being spoiled, being selfish, being those little cunts of a woman. And they're also trying to make sure that their sons understand people's nature and they can navigate through the bullshit and they're not being taken for a ride. You have those who actually constantly trying to change the legislation, the things that actually make all these crazy shit happenings, the unfair laws and all this stuff. There are people working on these things. However, many of those so-called MGTOW or feminism, they don't want shit to change because if things change for the better, then what the fuck do they have to bitch about? Because bitching about something gives people a certain level of power, right? Uh, I wouldn't want to say excuses, but definitely justification as to why they are who they are. You know, so it's like if you wish death upon women, hey, you have a reason now because look at all the pain and suffering that women brings about in the world. And if you wish death upon men, hey, you have a reason. You are justified because look at all the wars and pain and misery that men brings about. If you hate white people, you have an excuse now. Look at all the pain and suffering and misery that white people bring about. If you hate black people, hey, you have an excuse now. Look at all the pain and suffering and misery, blah, blah. You get it? So it's like it doesn't matter whether or not the world gets better. As a matter of fact, they don't want the world to get better because then if it does, it kind of shows who they truly are. And hiding behind those franchise, behind those movements, help them mask who they truly are inside as a human being. So, is MGTOW a joke? Yes, because of people like them. Not those who were able to learn from the philosophy of MGTOW, but those who actually turn it into a movement and hiding behind it their true intention, their evil intention, and the refusal to see that they also participate into the shit show that we have here today. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's my reply to you, Big J. I see you. I saw that reply had brought you a lot of headache, man. You had a couple of trolls coming after you and all this crazy shit. Uh, I had one of my what you call it, one of my groupies jump from me and then now to you and all this crap. Sorry about that, man. It happens when you know. Anyway, I'm out of here. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.